When Juice WRLD was around in his early career, he would release two highly praised studio albums, Goodbye and Good Riddance in 2018 and Death Race for Love in 2019. Besides Death Race for Love, there was supposed to be another album released in December of 2019. Throughout most of 2019, Juice was working on what was supposed to be his third studio album that the world would never fully hear. He even went as far as developing a new genre for this album. As many Juice WRLD fans know, this album went under the name of The Outsiders. Before we endure the complicated story of The Outsiders, I want to mention a very important thing to keep in mind. Ali Lottie, Juice WRLD's ex-girlfriend, claimed on Twitter that The Outsiders was not an actual album and only a concept that her and Juice talked about. With all being said, this is the story of The Outsiders.
Admission, 999 to get in. Yeah. I'm for the outsiders, the introverts, the motherfuckers that don't fit in. Way too many. Yeah, way too many. I deal with anxiety and depression and all that shit. Just because you got money don't mean that shit don't solve nothing.
As many people know, Juice WRLD is mainly known for the struggles he endured in his life. Juice WRLD would constantly sing and rap about his struggles with his anxiety and depression. Juice was also constantly fighting himself along with the struggles he faced. He needed some sort of escape. Juice would cope with these issues through music, his love life, friends, and unfortunately, drugs.
You always had issues with drugs even before you started to get famous and rich?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was something that I was into early, low-key, due to music. Because, like, I was a music head, so, like, in 6th grade, 7th grade, I'm hearing songs about sipping lean. Those are, like, the real influential years, I feel like, especially for, like, a boy. So my family putting me on to all this different music, Future, Gucci, all these niggas talking about drugs, bro.
You can't help but ignore how fun or how interesting, at least, they're making Xans and lean and all this shit sound.
Yeah, bro. Like, when I heard Future, the first song I ever heard by Future was Ain't No Way Around It. The second song I've ever heard by Future is Dirty Sprite, like off the first Dirty Sprite mixtape. And that shit had me wanting to sip lean at like 11, 12 years old, bro.
Yeah. Juice would sing about his struggles with heartbreak and love through his first studio album in 2018, Goodbye and Good Riddance. Juice also mentioned his struggles with drug abuse on the album, but it wasn't the main focus of the album. In early 2019, things would seemingly get better for him as he would make a bunch of love and hype songs in his second studio album known as Death Race for Love. He would also mention his struggles with drug abuse on the album, but again, it wasn't the main focus of the album. His problems would seemingly get better and worse for him in 2019, so he decided he would fully endure his problems through the form of a third studio album that the world would never fully hear. Variety would join Juice WRLD for a private dinner celebrating his nomination for the Best New Artist on June 23, 2019. Juice would be interviewed on numerous topics including what he was planning next for his career. When asked, "What can we expect from you next?" Juice would respond with the following: "I'ma drop something in the summer, but my next album is going to come out on my birthday, December 2nd. There's going to be a lot of content in between that, but the world go and see what's up." This would be the first time Juice hinted towards his third studio album, The Outsiders. A day later, on June 24th, Juice would go on Twitter saying that he has been in the best headspace and that a new album was in the works. A few days later, on June 28th, Juice would go live on Instagram to preview a new song known as Drugs Are My Friends. He would also confirm that he knows the theme and concept for his next album.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got the concept for my album already. I know y'all really gonna like this one. So, and this next album is for the people that don't fit in, especially for the people that don't fit in. So, but every nigga gonna be able to fuck with it though. This next project is for. Most definitely for the eyeballs in the crowd, for the people that don't. Pause it for a second.
On the 5th of August, Juice would go on Twitter to share thoughts he had on a song he was excited to drop. "I can't wait to drop this song I got called High Tide. It explains a lot. May get on live and play some of it later." A few months later, on the 2nd of October, XXL would interview Juice for new information on his album. According to Juice, "It's really something that I'm feeling my way through. It's always good to put thought into stuff, but something's gonna come out from like a feeling in a heart and the soul, less like the mind. Metro Boomin was at the front end helping create the waves and stuff, so I can't do nothing but respect him and respect his talent and respect his hustle and work ethic. If you a real MF, you gonna always gravitate to genuine energy and activity. He one of the greats. He a legend for real. Coming from somebody like him and what Young Thug means to me as far as an artist, he's really one of those people to set trends. Not a follower, but like a leader. So for him to say that, somebody that I value as a friend, as a brother, it means a lot." According to XXL, Juice confirmed that Young Thug, Metro Boomin, and even Nick Mira were working alongside him for The Outsiders. We know for a fact that Juice was referring to Burn, a song that Metro Boomin produced, and Bad Boy is a song Juice and Young Thug worked on together. We know Bad Boy and Burn are the songs he referenced to because he wanted to release both of them at some point. Juice and Thug even filmed a music video for Bad Boy, which unfortunately be Juice WRLD's last music video he ever filmed. The same can be said for Burn. Juice recorded Burn based on a story where he couldn't wake up from a nightmare he had. The experience really impacted Juice and is the reason why the song holds so much value and meaning. During that same month, Juice would share on Twitter his overall thoughts on his next album so far. "Every artist say this, but my next project gonna break barriers for real." Juice would go on to work on The Outsiders for the rest of 2019. During the production on The Outsiders, Juice would develop a new genre he would name heroin music. Heroin music is basically music that is supposed to give you the same feeling a drug would make you feel. Songs such as Burn, Party by Myself, Sometimes, and even Righteous are examples of what heroin music is, and they're all in that heroin music genre. December 2nd would come and go with no new project released, even though Juice promised his fans that The Outsiders would release on that day. While Juice was celebrating his 21st birthday with his friends, everyone began to wonder what happened to Outsiders. On December 8th, Juice would unfortunately pass away to a drug overdose. The world was shocked that such a young talent passed away so soon. However, that left his fans with one question. What was going to happen to The Outsiders? Only a month after Juice had passed away in January 2022, a 10-song pack leaked online that contained songs that were meant to be released. The songs that ended up leaking were Righteous, Bad Boy with Young Thug, Up and Away, Runaway, Lonely Road, Friends Die, Come and Go, Burn, and Tell Me You Love Me with Trippie Redd, and Sometimes. Keep these songs in mind as these songs are very important for Juice WRLD's first posthumous album. On April 9th, Lil Bibby, one of Juice WRLD's managers, would confirm on Instagram that an album would be coming out soon. On April 24th, the first posthumous album release from Juice WRLD would be Righteous, which was one of the songs that leaked in January. Everything seemed to be releasing in Juice WRLD's favor since Juice wanted to release Righteous while he was still alive. Sometime around late April to early May, Juice WRLD's photographer Chris Long would reveal an upcoming music video for a release that was in the works.
So we just shot the first little scene for the night. At the tub, we got filled up with like all of Jay's stuff and all this like very sentimental, meaningful stuff. You can see a couple of jackets, like that one's from the music video. That one right here is from a show. Yeah, and if you see them in the pictures and stuff like that, like this is Jay's personal stuff. So it's very, very meaningful, and you know. Kind of difficult to do this shit sometimes, to be honest with you. That's why it's kind of taken us a couple attempts to try to fucking film this stuff. But now we're gonna do the next part of it. We got the shower going over there with the steam going, so it's gonna be like a cool little effect that you guys will see. Hopefully Cole likes this stuff and even uses it, to be honest with you. But I think he will. So hopefully you guys will see this video pretty soon.
A few days later, on May 2nd, Ali Lai would go live on Instagram and would reveal the current state on The Outsiders.
I'm just trying to let you guys know with like everything that comes out, everything I put it like when I broke this down, at first I was like, I need exactly what Jared wanted to come out right now. Remember we were talking about The Outsiders, all this stuff? That actual album, no one's ready for it. I'm not ready for it. And I promise you, you are not ready for it.
On the same day, the upcoming music video that was teased by Chris Long would have behind the scenes footage released. This was huge information since, for starters, everyone now knew the music video for Tell Me You Love Me was now releasing. Again, this was also one of the songs that leaked earlier in the year along with Righteous. At this point, everyone thought this upcoming album would be none other than The Outsiders, which made perfect sense. On May 11th, Lil Baby commented under an Instagram live which read, "Legends never die." At first, no one really thought nothing of this since everyone thought they would be getting The Outsiders. This would get even more overlooked since Ali Lottie teased the introduction for The Outsiders only 2 days after Lil Baby commented on the Instagram live. The introduction for The Outsiders was known as Way Too Many, and we know this since Juice confirmed it himself in the documentary that was released a year later.
On my next album, it's called Outside. I'm gonna play the intro to it, just to give you kind of a feel of where I'm going, you know?
However, things will take a turn for the worst on May 28th when a person known by the name of Guac would reveal terrible news on The Outsiders. Guac would reveal that the album name was not The Outsiders and was something entirely different. He also revealed that The Outsiders would be releasing after this new album comes out. Wait a minute. Does this mean that Righteous and Tell Me You Love Me are not singles for The Outsiders? What about Way Too Many releasing that Ali Lottie said we would be getting? Is that on this new album or is it still on The Outsiders? The community was even more confused when a well-known leaker, Googly, would leak the supposed track list for this new album. The track list consisted of songs such as, hold on, is this The Outsiders? As it turns out, almost all of the songs that leaked earlier in the year were all present on this track list. Some noticeable changes were made, such as Lonely Road going under the new title Hate the Other Side. Runaway was renamed to Fighting Demons. Come and Go was now apparently an EDM remix, and Up and Away was apparently shorter. Nothing was making any sense at all anymore because nobody knew what the hell was going on anymore. Shortly after this leak, Lil Baby would go on Instagram to confirm the tracklist was fake. However, on July 9th, Come and Go would unexpectedly drop only 24 hours before the album was released. What made things even worse was that this new version of Come and Go was on the fake tracklist that recently leaked, which confused everyone. In case you guys don't know, Come and Go originally sounded like this.
I don't wanna ruin this one. This type of love don't always come and go.
Finally, on July 10th, 2020, Juice WRLD's first posthumous album, Legends Never Die, was released with a tracklist that, oh my lord, this is the leaked tracklist. As it turns out, Lil Baby is a fucking liar. Damn near all the songs on the leaked tracklist were present on Legends Never Die. Things would only get worse because shortly after the release of Legends Never Die, Chris Long would go live on Instagram.
There's ever really gonna drop? I mean, you guys keep talking about it, but that was what Juice was next album was gonna be, but it didn't come out. So, in my opinion, Outsiders will never drop because he wasn't here to make it. And I already know some of the songs that he was going to put on that album aren't on that album, so, or, I mean, not that there is an album, but, like, are used for other things, you know what I mean? Like, some songs that he would have wanted on Outsiders are already out for other things, you know what I mean? Have already been out and stuff. So it's like, it's never going to be what he wanted it to be, I think. We'll still drop it, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
A few months after the release of Legends Never Die, Ali Lottie would go on Twitter and would state that little to no songs on the album were never intended for The Outsiders. She would also say that there's still potential for The Outsiders being officially released one day. In the following year in 2021, Bad Boy with Young Thug would finally be released alongside a music video. On December 10th, 2020, Fighting Demons would be released, which featured Burn, the collaboration song with Metro Boomin that was meant for the outsiders. In the following year in 2022, Sometimes would officially release, which was also rumored to be on the outsiders. Things were not looking good for the outsiders whatsoever, and eventually on June 27th, 2022, an absolute bombshell would be publicly announced.
So I just want to look at what Max posted on his Instagram story to start this off. He went on to his Instagram and he was just upfront and honest about what he's working on. He said that he's working on putting something together, but it's not going to be outsiders due to many factors. Some of those songs were released, many weren't finished or even made yet, and it may have to rest with him.
Before you guys click off the video, I have important things to mention. First of all, in my previous video, I know Juice didn't work with X-Peep or Billie Eilish. I only mentioned them because I felt it was necessary, and a lot of you were quick to bring it up. Also, I know a lot of you have been asking for part 2 of the Party Never Ends documentary, and I already said this before, so I will say it again. Part 2 will be releasing after the deluxe comes out in January, and if it doesn't drop, I will still put out the video. And if you guys keep asking me, not to sound rude, but I will not be responding to any more comments because I really do put information in my videos. Another thing I want to quickly mention for those of you who care is that I'm officially moving the Transient Voyager along with all future Fortnite content on a new channel I made. I privated the current Transient Voyager episodes because I will be putting them out weekly once the full series is completed. And for those of you who are wondering when that is, I really don't know. Probably in like the next year or so. So yeah, it takes a long time for us to make the videos. Anyway, lastly, I want to give out a huge thanks to Delhi World on Twitter. I hope I said that right. And Complex Productions for being my main sources of this video. Thank you guys a lot. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will keep you guys updated on news regarding my channel through community posts or videos. Hope you guys stay safe and take it easy.